Hey everybody. It's Sunday morning and it's exploration time for the kittens right now, which basically means they get access to the living room. And I just heard Tinker in there talking to somebody, but this looks more interesting, so we'll go in a minute and see what she's up to. Dabble was just grabbing Loganberry's tail. All right, they're all moving that way. So we're back to doing the close-ups in the morning, and that's good news. I feel a little more with it, although this morning in particular, I got up late and I had a lot of extra stuff to do, and now I've only got one coffee in me, so those are my excuses. As far as news goes, yesterday we put Taylor's secret agent suit on, and also yesterday, Taylor and Dabble got to spend the evening in the spa all night. Hi, Taylor. I heard you in here talking. What were you talking about, though? You just want your kids to come in and say hello? So we put the secret agent suit on her, as you can see, and she spent the night in the spa with Dabble, and they were both great. Also, Smokey spent the whole night in the spa with them, so now they're all good friends, or at least good acquaintances. They don't seem to mind each other at all. Um, Smokey gets along really well, actually, with all of them, mostly because Smokey just doesn't respond to anything. Dabble hissed at her a few times, and Smokey just doesn't even respond, even the slightest bit. And eventually, Dabble gets the idea that she's fine, that she's not going to do anything, and that she doesn't care. So it works out. Anyway, Taylor, you may notice, has been walking a little funny because of the secret agent suit, but I think after one night, she's actually already got it pretty well figured out. She's standing up at least all the way when she walks, not trying to walk under it like cats do, which is weird. I'm sorry. I call her Taylor all the time. So yeah, she's Tinker. You guys know that. What else can I say? Oh, so Dabble likes to snuggle when she's in the spa. She gets under the blankets and just hangs out, and she spent most of the night doing that. Where Tinker is still sort of the same as she was last time she had a spa night, where she doesn't want to be up on the bed. She wants to be somewhere else. She spent some of the night under the bed, and then she got onto one of the cat beds that's in the bedroom, and then she got on one of the cat trees that's in the bedroom, and she just kind of hung out. And she seemed pretty happy about it, really. Every time I would get up to go to the bathroom or do whatever, every time I'd get out of bed, then she'd start meowing at me to come over and pet her. And then I would pet her, and she'd be very happy about that. So she obviously likes her people quite a bit, but she's still got her rules about stuff. Of course, we're working on breaking those down. If you guys watch the regular stream, you've probably seen that she gets up in the beanbag chair with me almost every day. And yesterday, she actually got up there with no treats on offer and laid down for a while and took a nap on the beanbag chair with me, and that was super special. So she's getting much better at it, and I have every reason to believe that if we use the same amount of work to get her, say, on the bed or on the sofa or something, she'd probably go right along with it after a while. So it works out pretty well. Anyway, so Tinker's got to wear the secret agent suit for at least a while, probably a week or so, until she stops giving milk for her kittens. And once the milk's all dried up, then she doesn't have to wear the suit anymore. But that's the whole point of the suit, is to keep her kids from nursing. And the idea there is that the vet noticed that her belly was a little bloated, and we couldn't really tell what it meant on the x-ray, even though we checked it out, and then we had a consult with a radiologist as well, but we couldn't quite figure it out. So Dr. Katz suggested that the right way to do it would be to fast her for 15 hours or more, so that we could get a real good image of what's going on there. And she was just concerned that if she were still nursing her kittens when we did that fasting, then it might really put some strain on her system. So that's why we're going through all this. Her kids are plenty old enough that they don't need to nurse. They just do it because they can. So It's probably time to cut them off anyway. I think you've seen her milk has made them sick a couple times, and it's past due for them. They can still comfort nurse after she's not giving any milk, and that's fine. They almost certainly will, just as long as they're not getting anything. Oh, this is Loganberry, by the way. I didn't say. You can tell them apart, even if you don't really know. You can tell them apart because Loganberry has that white spot under his neck where Acro doesn't. A couple other ways to tell them apart is if you look online, Loganberry is what you call a mackerel tabby, which has like stripes that go up and down, or even there it's almost kind of spots sometimes. And then Acro is what you call a classic tabby, which has big fat swirls. So that's how you would. All right, that's enough about Tinker and her suit. Just to let you know, you'll be seeing it for a while, so she'll get really used to it. Ooh, it is 1,000 degrees in here. I'm going to turn off the fireplace. It's a real fire, but it's gas, so I can just click it off. It's nice. We always had a wood fireplace before, but this has got a lot to prefer. So here is a little Trifle. Hi, Trifle. And there's Dabble. And there's Monkey. And here's Smokey. Hi, Smokey. All the faculty got their Revolution this morning, too. We give them Revolution once a month. Actually, we switched to Revolution Plus this month, which we probably should have been using for a while because Revolution Plus is, I guess, Revolution is not effective against ticks, where Revolution Plus is. And I think we'd always thought that Revolution was good for ticks and just didn't realize it. We would have switched a long time ago because ticks are one of the primary reasons why we use Revolution at all. Even back home, ticks were a big issue, and here in Connecticut, everybody knows that they're a big issue. So even though the kids aren't outdoor cats, they get to go out in a cat run, plenty of chances for them to encounter ticks, and that's what we want to avoid. Now, Revolution is also good even for cats that never have a chance to encounter ticks because it's also the heartworm preventative for cats. And that's very important stuff too. Plus, it prevents a number of other parasites like fleas and things that you just don't want around. So I highly recommend it. If you have a cat, you should be treating it with Revolution once a month, almost without any regard to your circumstance. These guys are really being bold and taking getting the most out of their exploration time today. I'm glad that they're finally starting to come around. And I'll tell you, we've got a brand new Ripple rug in the closet that's been waiting for deployment. And I think after we do this close-up, if I don't forget by that time, it's a whole, 10, 15 minutes from now, I could forget anything in that amount of time. But if I don't forget, I think we'll pull the Ripple rug out here and you guys can watch it on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. And it's a new one. I went to their website a little while ago and it turns out Fred, the guy who makes the Ripple rug, now he makes them in 3 different colors. And we got the 3 different colors. So I'm really excited about that because the old brown one was really nice and the cats love it and it's a very neutral color. But now we've got some real options and I'm excited. Uh-oh. Okay, are we still here? Because that cut out unexpectedly. Sorry about all that. Here, I'll give you a chance to look at my t-shirt. It's covered in cat hair. Okay, I hope we're all here. Somebody say something in the chat to tell me that we're back and it's working, just so that I don't panic about it. I don't know why it cut out. It's been a long time since we've had that happen right in the middle of the stream. Okay, yeah, we're back. Yeah. Okay, good. Sorry. No idea what happened there. But it has been about 10 minutes with these guys, so I would normally tell you if you want to keep watching them, tune into the regular Kitten Academy live stream, but the living room is not on that stream right now. It will be after I get a chance to change it around after this live stream is over. It will be, but until then, you can only see their room, not the living room. Of course, if you are one of our Patreons and you've joined us on the Discord, we are currently running a faculty stream that does have the living room camera on it, among others. But for everybody else, you'll just have to wait until this is done, about 10, 15 minutes, and then you'll be able to see them on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. Okay, let's move on here and see who else we can see. Here's Custard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I don't want you in there, Custard. You'll start some trouble. You stay on this side of the fence, pal. He made me step over and he's like, no, I'm not stepping back. This is where I am. Here's Maggie. They both want in there because it's their space, but I know both of them will go start trouble with Tink in a way that I know Smokey and Logan probably won't, but Smokey definitely won't. So I'm not too worried about them. Oh, there's Ari watching the bird feeder. I don't know if you guys can see him there on top of the chaise longue. I don't know. I get all my pronunciation tips from people who don't know how to pronounce things themselves. So, oh, and Loganberry's gone out into the cat run. Do you see him out there? There he is right there. See that? That's Loganberry. All right. It's very chilly today, but I guess he's got a fur coat on, so he's okay. So, let's see. I see people asking about Brooke, and Brooke's a doctor. Let's just drop in and see her real quick. Brooke went to the vet yesterday to have her eye checked out, and it is exactly what I said about her eye. She took a big scratch to the eye. Probably my guess, I would bet money that it was Maggie and that Brooke started it with Maggie. And, they never get into a big fight, but all it takes is one swipe to get a good scratch. And that's probably what happened, was just one swipe, and she just took it right to the eye on accident. The good news is, it's getting better real fast. Oh, no, come here, Brookie, we want to see you. She's in her favorite bed, but for some reason she sees me and she's like, oh, I got to get up now. So this is the eye that's scratched, actually, and you can see she's not favoring it so much anymore. She's still a little winky, but she's starting to feel a lot more comfortable with it. We've been medicating it with an antibiotic eye drop, and the vet just had us change which antibiotic we were using. We were temporarily on gentamicin, which is not the best choice, but it works. It's just what we had. And after we went to see the vet, we switched to a Cipro, which is a better choice and will work out. She's purring. I know you won't be able to hear it over the sound of her little space heater. But I've kept her locked up in her room just because I don't want to, risk that she gets it scratched again. But I might start letting her out. I do want to trim Maggie's nails today. So we'll see how that works out. Now she's sitting in a real funny way because look at that paw out and stuff, because I stopped her from moving, and now she's so happy about being petted she doesn't want to go. She's got one leg hanging out the back here. That's ridiculous. Why are you sitting like that? She's like, because you're petting me and it's nice. So she's obviously a super sweetheart, and there's one other thing about her eye that is really interesting, which is in addition to the antibiotics, the vet's doing this thing that it's relatively new. You talk about things that are new in medicine, you're talking about things that are, in the last decade or something. So new has a slightly different meaning there because it moves so slow as an industry. But what we're doing that is relatively new is what they call a blood serum eye drop, which is exactly what it sounds like. We took some of her blood, and then they spin out the serum in a centrifuge and take her blood serum and package it into an eye drop that's specific for her, made from her own blood. Which, I guess, all this talk about blood can sound a little gross, but it's really cool, high-tech stuff. And it's basically, from a high level, you can just think of it as the idea of, what better way to heal yourself than with the stuff that your body makes for it already. And we've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm excited. We've been given that to her already. And I also read a lot of good things about it on the internet, so I feel like it's probably good. And at the very least, it can't possibly hurt because we're doing the regular treatment with the antibiotics as well. In fact, if you ask me, I wouldn't do it without the antibiotics because it's just, one thing about the blood serum is it would make a perfect medium to grow its own bacteria. So we don't want that. But with an antibiotic, it seems like it should be perfectly safe. Anyway, so that's Brooke. That's Brooke's news, and I'm going to try to find a way to get her to have some time out of the room soon, because she's been in here for a couple days. But I want to make sure that she takes it real easy when she does and doesn't run into any faculty, so we'll plan that out somehow. But meanwhile, she's really recovering fast, and that's great because it was a pretty big scratch. But she's gonna be just fine. Yes, okay, put a scratch in the other eye, why don't you? It's a good idea. Anyway, all right. Well, there's Brooke, and people are asking about Brooke's adopter too, which Brooke's adopter has technically joined us on the Discord, and we're very happy about that. Hi, Ed. By the way, I'm sure he'll be watching this at some point, if not right now live. And we still need to get into a deep conversation with him, though, about scheduling and when he's going to come pick her up and anything else involved. We haven't had that conversation yet, and so that's still pending. And we'll sort it out. And as we have more news, I will let you guys know more news. Okay, I just grabbed some hand sanitizer. I have to use it, which means I need both hands. So give me 1 second to set the phone down here. Here we go. Okay. All right, so here we are with Belle. And Belle, as you know, is also a sweetheart. And I think you also know, if you've been watching the regular stream at all, Belle seems to have adopted Jubal, our lion, who has been with us for quite a while now. And I guess from what I heard, Jubal was from like 2007. And look at that, he's got a label. I didn't realize that. Crown Relocations. Interesting. This whole time I'd assumed he was a promotional item from like Crown Royal Liquor, but apparently not. Crown Relocations. At any rate, I get the impression, the strong impression, that Jubal is irreplaceable. But I don't think that's going to stop me from sending him home with Belle if she continues to enjoy his company by the time that it's time for her to get adopted. If you've been watching, you'll notice that she carries him around like a little kitten, and then she puts him with her kittens, and I can't tell if she thinks of him as a kitten or if she thinks of him as food that she's trying to give to her kittens. It's hard to guess which one she's thinking. But either way, she clearly likes him quite a bit because she picks him up and carries him around all the time, and it's very funny to see. And if you've missed seeing it, there's a few GIFs of it on our Twitter feed, thanks to our fans that have collected them. So I think it's finally time for Jubal to graduate. I guess he's found his adopter. Again, assuming that she's still the slightest bit interested in him by the time she goes, which that's a ways down the road, and she may not be. Who knows? So these are her kittens. This is Foghorn, a little girl, Foghorn. And behind Foghorn, yes, hi Foghorn. There's somebody behind you, though, and I think it's Beep. You guys will never be able to see that, but there's another kitten in there, in the giraffe, behind Foghorn. Like I said, I think it's Beep. And then we've got our other kitten is in the pig here. The pig has lost its nose. Apparently the nose was only ever glued on with fabric glue, and it came off in the wash. And that looks like clacks to me, although I'm not an expert in identifying any of them without the faces. Is that clacks or is that Beep? Let's see some face. Come here, buddy. Hi, I know you're sound asleep and you're facing the wrong way and it's tiny. Oh, that's Beep. Okay, hi Beep. Yes, hi Beeper. I woke you up now. I'm sorry. Hi. Hi, little Beeper. Okay, so this is Beep. You look very cute in your pig. Someone on the Discord chat was saying that without the nose, the pig really looks like a space alien. And from the camera angle on the stream, I could really see it, although I'm not seeing it so much now. But then obviously you talk about pigs and space aliens, and the first thing my brain goes to is not Pigs in Space from the Muppets, like a lot of you probably thought first, but Space Hog, the band that had a hit album back in the 90s. I loved that album. I still do. I just listened to it the other day, in fact. It holds up, in my opinion. It's a great album. Resident Alien is the name of the album, by the way. May or may not be your thing. So, Belle, Beep, Foghorn, and behind Foghorn is Clax. Look, you can see a tiny little sliver of white Clax back there. Oh, there you are. Hi, Clax. Focus. There we go. Out cold. That's fine. So, I guess that's everybody. You've seen them all. You've seen them all up close. It's a little calmer up here than I was hoping it would be. I thought we'd get to see some kittens running around and having some fun. But only Beep is even out right now. They have been hanging out in these three beds, and they really enjoy them, and that's great. Also, there's the cow bed too, which is in the dryer right now, and I will be bringing that in here sometime today to add it to the collection, and hopefully they will enjoy the cow as much as the others because I really want to see Foghorn, especially in that cow bed that Pat sent, and it'll add one here. Also, if I can find, I was thinking about it this morning. We've got a sewing kit somewhere, and I just take a couple hand stitches to put that nose back on if I can find it. So I will do that as well. But not before I make some got your nose jokes like any dad would. All right. I don't think there's anything else I can tell you about these kids up here, but you guys know, I think, all the news now about what's been going on. As I sort of alluded to earlier, DJ's out. She won't be back until tomorrow. And tomorrow, when she comes back, we will be ending the Patreon faculty stream. We only do that when DJ's out for a while. She may be out again next week, though. We'll find out. Hi, Beeper. Oh, that's cute. Hi. You got a big yawn, huh? All three of these kittens, by the way, if I put them in my lap, they love it. They just snuggle right up and take a nap in the lap, or they fight or wrestle or whatever. They get to have a lot of fun. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me this Sunday morning. If it is, in fact, still morning, it is. We made it. I really appreciate having all of you join me for these close-ups. It's a lot of fun for me. I love reading the chat, as much of it as I can anyway. Oh, my mom. Hi, Mom. I see Mom asked the question, how did Brooke do in the car? And you're right, that's something I wanted to mention. Thank you so much for the reminder. Brooke did great on her trip to the vet yesterday. And all we did for her yesterday was a dose of Serenia and a big dose of gabapentin. So we did not do the trazodone that we did last time. The only reason we didn't do it is because I'm all out. I don't have any. So, but we also gave her a much smaller breakfast than normal before the vet trip. Just gave her a tiny breakfast, and the gabapentin and the Serenia, and she was fine. She went all the way to the vet with hardly a peep, and then all the way back, no trouble whatsoever. It was a perfect vet ride. So I was really happy about that, and I hope that that's indicative of the idea that maybe she will end up eventually being a little easier to travel with, or at the very least that those sorts of treatments can be something that we can try again and have the same success with. So, I tried giving all of these guys some of the food yesterday too. The way that I usually start kittens with food is I take just a tiny bit of the food and I rub it on the roof of their mouth, and then once they get to licking and enjoying that, I put the food bowl in front of them and see if I can switch them over. And they all seemed like they really liked the food when I put it in their mouth, but none of them successfully made the switch to the food bowl. Some of them took a couple licks, but couldn't quite figure it out. And some of that, I don't know, because we've never done this before. This is Fancy Feast, where every single class that we've had before, we've started on RC Mom and Baby Cat. So I may pull out some RC Mom and Baby Cat and, just go with what's familiar if these guys don't start at an appropriate time. But unless I'm doing my math wrong, these guys aren't even 4 weeks old yet, so they would be early to be starting now. They do all have teeth, but we don't expect anybody to start eating until about 4 weeks. So it's early. We'll see. So there you have it one more time. That was the news, and I want to say thanks again for joining us. And if you want to keep watching these kittens and the kittens downstairs and anything else around the Kitten Academy, you can watch them all day long on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. Hope you do. And if you've joined us on our Patreon and therefore on our Discord, there may be another stream available as well. Finally, don't forget about our website. I keep promising to update it. I haven't yet, but there's still some great photos of these kids when they arrived, and a whole feature on Brooke. And I have more pictures of these guys from the day that their eyes opened, and I'm planning on taking even more and putting up a new post soon. I don't know how soon. We'll see. No promises. All right. Thanks again, everybody. We got to call it at some point. So this is it. I will see you again tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining me.